All right, let's do this. What's going on, everybody? I'm DZ Live on Twitch, and welcome to the Undersprawl. We got a great show ahead of you tonight. Always with me is my good friend, Fel Ferris. Brad Chmielewski cannot be on tonight, but we got a lot of guests. Ferris, take it away.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the Undersprawl. We have an amazing lineup of guests for you, as well as some cool content to go over and maybe some little speculation stuff. But T-Dog joins us again. We also have G. Saldana, if I said it correctly. I butchered it, didn't I? Dang
You're
it.
close.
Close! Dang it!
He butchered it.
Everyone butchers it. Everyone butchers it. It's okay.
And then a champion in the house, guys. Two-time Vainglory season champion, FlashX. Look at that. I didn't say flashy. Proud of me?
Yeah, I'm very proud of you.
Dude, Flash was kicking butt. I got to tell you. I was impressed.
They didn't lose a single game.
Dude, they were awesome.
That was nuts. We'll get into some more of the mind of that. Also, we're going to give you guys a chance to call. Hopefully you don't troll him and run him off the show. But if you do, that's fine. We enjoy that kind of thing. He might not, but it'll just
I'm sure he's probably used to it.
It'll drive up the prices of shorts. That's for sure. So I don't know. No. But with that to say, our topics are going to be Cloud9. We're going to talk a little bit about that because I think that's fantastic for the scene, fantastic for the community. We're going to talk about limited edition skins, and we'll get a little bit more into that. It's probably going to be the bulk of what we kind of talk about. Talk a little bit about finals because that just happened, along with packs and stuff like that, and some roster changes. If there's any buzz out there of who do you think is going to be switching teams, or who do you think is going to be going there? I'm kind of freaking out right now. There's a giant spider on my wall, so let's go to Cloud9 before I freak out. It's moving. All right, it's moving. All right. So Cloud9, what do you guys think of that, man? The acquisition of essentially Nemesis with Hardick and those guys going into Cloud9. Like it, love it, excited about it?
Yeah, so obviously Nemesis Hydra was kind of the most dominant team really all summer long. Yeah, no worries. so I definitely thought that they were incredibly deserving of the acquisition by Cloud9. They've always been a top 3 or 4 team really since the conception of competitive Vainglory, so they definitely proved that they were worth it. Like you said, I think it's super good for the Vainglory scene as a whole. Stories about homegrown orgs, I do think, are really cool stories. But an organization like Cloud9, I think Vainglory's biggest struggle right now is really proving that mobile esports and that Vainglory as a whole can be a legitimate esport. I know that that's a lot of times what people say, oh, it's a mobile esport, it's not a real esport. But I mean, you see organizations like Team Solo Mid and Cloud9 and a lot of the European organizations who are investing money, a lot of money into these teams. And I think that not only creates a ton of publicity for Super Evil and Vainglory, but it adds legitimacy to the sport itself.
For sure. I mean, ESPN esports is the thing now. So obviously ESPN is getting involved in covering this sort of stuff. I mean, the fact that they wrote an article about it is big news. And to kind of see the whole tailwind of everything else come along, it's just a matter of time. Now, I guess the next question would be, do you think any of these orgs, I mean, obviously you've been a part of TSM. There's no talk about bringing any of their other pro players to Vainglory, or do you think that's something that would happen next, or do you think it's just going to kind of continue in this model?
You're talking, would TSM bring any of their other pro esport players to Vainglory?
Yeah, do you think they would, or is it talks about, or that you could share, or?
Well, okay. I mean, I have no idea. If there was something that I couldn't share, I'd just say that. So I really have no idea. But in terms of esports in general, to my knowledge, I don't really know any esport players who really do play outside games. Like the League of Legends guys only play League of Legends. Mm-hmm. Their Counter-Strike team only plays Counter-Strike, etc. I mean, it definitely could happen. I don't know if any of those players, just because their games and those scenes are just a lot older and more established in Vainglory, so there's a lot more money there. I don't know if I could realistically see one of them leaving those scenes behind for Vainglory, but I mean, anything is possible, so it'd definitely be really cool to see something like that happen.
For sure. As far as like a publicity side, it would be kind of cool if like this player comes over to, join in, and even if it's just a publicity stunt as a sub, he may not even play, but maybe he plays in one of the splits in the Evil 8 just to, I don't know, it'd be interesting, it's an idea, it's a thought. I don't know. I just come up with this stuff off the top of my head. I'm crazy like that. So, but the Cloud9 thing overall, I think is a fantastic thing. No other group of guys are more deserving of it. And I remember DMing you on Twitter and said, I'm rooting for Nemesis, but I want to see you guys win. And so I was like, well, once their Nemesis was gone, I was like, okay, they got the Cloud9. The reason why I wanted them to win, because I was thinking if they win, that would just give them more legitimacy to get signed. But I was super glad to hear that they got signed before the events took place. So that was awesome.
The other thing that I think is really good is the fact that Cloud9 was willing to sign I Love Joseph.
Yes,
I mean,
very big.
He's only 13 years old, and I know that he's not the only player who is incredibly, incredibly young. And the fact that you have these organizations willing to take that kind of risk on someone who could potentially be a liability, I think it is a tremendous leap of faith, and hopefully we definitely see that continue as well.
For sure. I think that was one thing too. That's why I thought Gabe announced that he's joining Nemesis, was because of that, to be honest with you. So I thought he was going to be on their final roster, and that's what was the thing to seal the deal. But I guess Gabe is going to stay with the Hammers for now. We'll see. There's obviously a couple more days left for lots of stuff to happen. But moving on to one of our other fun subjects, and is like a speculation thing on the show. So we'll get T-Dog in and some of the other people's ideas, because limited edition skins are so fun to play. Limited edition skins are awesome. We saw this summer event, and that was the first limited edition skins, whereas Celeste and Petal. I put out a tweet earlier in the week, and I said, what would be cool? Frankensaw, like a Frankenstein saw, a ghost scarf, or a vampire vox, or a zombie glaive. Like, which one would you be rocking if you had if they went with one of those? That'd be kind of cool. What do you guys think of some of the limited edition skins that they might come out with this Halloween? Anyone? No.
I
didn't want to break the ice.
I guess I'll take this one, and if I do cut in and out, I do apologize. I don't know how badly I'll cut in and out. Obviously, I'm out of town right now, so definitely I do apologize. But in terms of limited edition skins, I would absolutely love to see kind of what you said, for all, was kind of like the zombies cruel, or something along the lines of maybe a headless horseman lance, or something along those lines, because it's always interesting to see what SAMC actually does bring to the table regarding these limited edition skins that people are willing to lay down a good amount of money
For sure. What about you, Gabby?
I don't know. That ghost scarf sounds pretty cool. I'm still new back with VG, but I know with a lot of other games like this, having those limited edition skins really is a nice feature, just for people to pick up and kind of brag about. But at the same time, they are costly. But I mean, they're limited edition. So I think that's really cool. And then as far as seasonal, that's definitely good. But input from the community too, I think, would make a big difference, and also get them more buys on the skins if they take more input from the community as well and get ideas from what other people would like to see in the game and have for themselves.
Well, I said earlier in a couple other episodes, and I said, it'd be amazing is if we were able to get a for the worlds. What if Flash and TSM win the worlds, man? How cool would it be is to get like a TSM skin?
Yeah, that's how like League of Legends is. Whenever someone, one of the teams wins, they're able to create, skins for that team, and I think that would be really cool for Vainglory as well. The bigger, fans for those teams would, go die hard over those.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that not only would it, I think it's a really good idea if whoever wins Worlds gets their own skins, but I'm fairly certain that the way Riot does that is when they do create skins for the teams, those teams actually get a percentage of the revenue from those skins. So while I am in a very fortunate spot to be able to play Vainglory full time, I think that players knowing that they would have an additional source of revenue from something like that, I think that would be really good for the scene as well. Because right now I know a lot of the upper tier professional level players, we're still struggling to really make, we don't even make a fraction of what League of Legends players makes, but League is obviously almost 10 years old now, so Vainglory is still growing, but I think that'd be really cool to see that as well.
Yeah, that's a fantastic idea. I didn't know that they actually gave like a bit of a revenue split for it, but that'd be freaking genius. And from the get-go, when we were back there in July, I'm not not calling them out because they haven't done this yet. I mean, like I said, everything that they've done has been for the community, has been for getting the pro players. They said back in July when they launched on Android that they want this to become an esport. They just don't want it to become an esport where everyone else except the players profit and benefit from it, sort of thing. And that's a fantastic idea. If they put in a limited edition skin TSM, think of how many new players of TSM fans, like the TSM fanboys or Cloud9 fanboys or whoever else, are going to just get the game just to get the skin possibly. You know what I mean? There's a percentage of people that will do that just to be like, okay, I can get this TSM skin and help support my, TSM team that won the championship. Fantastic. I think it's great. Let's get Evan on the phone right now.
Stand by, calling playoff beer.
No. As far as an Arden skin, because that's your main. Obviously, you do have other passions of playing. I heard you played some lane earlier today. How'd that go for you, Mike?
Well, I was playing against Mixi up in the lane, and he kind of just shitted on me, but unfortunately.
I think part of the problem was you maxed your A instead of your B.
That's potentially
on Adagio. I mean, I'm still new. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Don't hold me to it. I'm sorry.
No, that's totally fine.
Damn, son.
So Chuck, who's the leader for TSM, he definitely would have been like, maxing your A first is wrong. But there are professional players who do that. Like Old School maxes his A first on Adagio, and Yazuru from Ardent maxes his A first on Adagio. So it's more of a preference thing. I know that I don't have very high level carry mechanics, so my thought process was, I'm just gonna heal and buff my allies and let them do all the work.
The lane support.
The natural support comes out, right?
Yeah.
What sort of limited edition skin have you been looking forward to, or if they were to come out with the Arden one, because that's what you main or are known for? Is there another hero that you actually would fancy a limited edition Halloween skin on?
Really any of the Roam heroes would be my preference, just because a limited edition like Glaive skin. It's like, okay, cool, I'll probably get the skin, but how many times am I actually gonna play Glaive? Probably not a whole lot. So really, any of the rumors, I think a concept on Lance, just because Lance is so strong right now, and he's played a fair amount in Rome. Obviously, he gets played in the jungle a lot too. But I think a concept for Lance would be cool. Whether I think if you go with like a Reaper Scythe Blade, I think that could potentially be cool for Lance.
That's what they were saying. They were saying like a Grim Reaper blade on Saw would work, or not Saw, Glaive. But
Yeah.
Lance can
I
do
guess
that one.
I guess I can see that
I had-
concept working better on Glaive
A
anyway.
Headless Horseman though that would work though.
That would be
A
cool.
They could.
Headless Horseman, like a floating pumpkin head. Then it's like making more pedal people who are mad about not having tier 3 pedal. Now they have like another pumpkin head in the game. But
Yeah.
They should make Glaive into a black cat.
a black one, that would be good. That'd be good.
For Halloween.
That's it. Zombie's always like a hit though. Zombie is still kind of trendy because like Walking Dead stuff and everything else like that. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's open up the phone lines during this section and see if we can get any ideas from the community. If they have any other ideas, we're just asking about the limited edition skin. And just to let you guys know, make sure you're following the stream. We're going to be giving away 3 limited edition Summer Party fin skins towards the end of the show as well. So stick around, make sure you guys are following, and we'll be doing that. So feel free to call in if you have any questions about Cloud9 that we've talked about earlier, or at least just the limited edition skin.
All right, Ferris. The phone lines are open, 203-293-6777. Call in now.
Awesome. I think they've always nailed that out of the park. The limited edition ones have done really well. Even the ones that I thought weren't going to be as good, like the Bunny Rona, and it works. It's really good. I think they're going to do really well with whatever holiday one they come out. The Summer Party ones were phenomenal as well, but we'll see. So we're going to talk a little bit about finals since we do have our champion in the house. Does it get tired of hearing that, or does it feel awkward hearing that?
Neither. I don't think it's awkward, and no, I don't get tired of hearing it. But obviously, you can only stay at the top for so long. I mean, spring season was really rough for TSM, so we put in a ton of time to try and get back to the top, and victory requires payment in advance, so it's definitely really good to kind of see that pay off.
You mentioned I was watching some of the panel that you did, and you mentioned how Von C is the no fear, just fight is very aggressive. You're the shot caller for the team, I take it, correct?
So that's kind of weird. For both winter and spring seasons, I was. But when we brought the new roster onto the team, when Von C and Chuck joined the team, I kind of didn't want to dictate how they would play. So I really stepped away or out of that role because Von C is an incredibly gifted, talented, mechanically skilled player. His issue has always just been decision making. Okay, when is he going too aggressive? When is he not being aggressive enough? Most of the time, it's just too aggressive. But working with him, I didn't want to limit how he played as a player because I know he's a very good player. So I just said, all right, you just need to say what you're doing. So if he wants to dive, he can make that decision. And the start of summer, we really weren't that strong of a team. And we went through a lot of learning experiences or a lot of losing where different decisions would really cost us or hinder us as a team. But fortunately, we just kind of grew and built our synergy and really our team decision making so that he kind of has gotten away from the overly aggressive plays. There's plenty of situations where he aggresses and it's exactly what he needs to do because he can outplay people a lot of time. But I'm definitely not the shot caller anymore. It's more of we just communicate what we're doing at all times. Really, if anything, Vaughn sees the shot caller. He's like, I'm going in. And Chuck and I are like,
Don't let me
okay.
die.
Yeah, Chuck and I are like, okay, we're coming with you. And it works out. So if anything, we don't really have a shot caller. It's just kind of, we've focused a lot on our decision making, and whenever Vonsi wants to go in, he says it, and we just trust him and follow him and pray that it works out for the better. And fortunately for this tournament, it definitely did.
So being able to get the synergy was probably like the key thing, and it sounds like you found the winning formula, because didn't lose a match at all at I didn't realize that was what happened. I mean, because some of the games were kind of close, but yeah, I did have a question for, but we'll get to some of that. You guys got a question for Flash about the finals at all? They kind of come to mind, or even for chat or tweet at us. Because I got them all day. I'll ask them all day. I love having Mike on here. So, all right.
A lot of people in the chat, Ferris, are like, I'm scared to call in. I'm scared to call in. it's really him. I'm scared to call in. That's what they're saying.
Dang, Ferris, all your fanboys.
I know. Dang it. They're scared. Well, some of the things too at the finals. Obviously, it's a mix of getting there again. What are some of the memories that you're taking back from this one? Obviously, other than winning, there's always something that kind of sticks out. What was there like a theme to this finals for you guys?
Okay, so before finals, we did do a boot camp through Red Bull. And you may have heard me talk about this. I've talked about it several times. But I
apologize. We have a caller. You want to take the call?
Sure.
All right, let's do this. Caller, you're on the air. Who's this? Where are you calling from? Caller. Who's this? Nope, he hung up on us. Back to you guys.
Help, I'm scared.
Oh, my God.
So the Red Bull, went to a Red Bull camp.
Yeah, so definitely one of the more memorable things was actually before finals itself, is when we went to Red Bull. I mean, one, we were just training like 10 hours a day. Not that was really memorable, but it was just cool to be in the Red Bull office in their esports studio. Super, super sick setup. Fastest internet I've ever seen in my life. So that was cool. But we actually went to a program where there was like a mental psychologist, a mental esports coach that did a lot of team building, different exercises. And he actually brought in like real wolves. That was really, really cool. And we kind of just studied the dynamic of a wolf pack and kind of how they interact. And it was tied into how they work as a team and communicate effectively that makes them an alpha predator in the food chain. But from the tournament itself, I actually asked the same exact question of Onsi and Chuck, just like what they remembered the most. My response was, I think it was game 1 of the Cloud9 game when we played them on day 2. I think we aced them like a minute and 30 seconds into the game. That was just crazy, and it was like, okay, that's a good way to set the tone for the rest of the series. But yeah, the whole thing was a blast for sure.
A question from Twitter. It said, did the TSM league coach, was he the one who helped with the boot camp?
No, so Weldon Green is the esports mental psychologist guy for the league team. Super smart guy, and he has been absolutely essential in how dominant the TSM's league team has been this season. But no, it was a different guy. It was through the Apex Protection Project, but super smart guy.
Okay. Yeah, I have a buddy who's actually doing some of the esport coaching. He used to do football coaching, and he actually worked with FaZe. And so he actually asked me a bunch of questions about Vainglory, because I don't know if that was something that they're going to be offering services for, which I thought was really cool. And I think it's like, how do you train for something you're supposed to sit at? You know, obviously playing the game over and over again is one thing, but something that you cannot that is very vital in esports is preventing the tilt or preventing losing control. And I think your demeanor from when I've met you and everything else like that has always been very calm, cool, collected. So I don't think it was as much of an issue. But do you think that's what's kind of hindering some of these younger teams at times? Like, because I mean, then they put them on stage for the first time. You got that factor, and then now you're putting more pressure on them because now it's like you have to win in this situation or you're done type of thing. And
Yeah, so it's everyone responds to some of those different scenarios very differently. The first time I ever played on stage was when we were in Korea for the second season of the VIPL. That was scary. I was like, because there was a packed
Callers stand by.
audience. Esports are huge in Korea. They're like 300 or so people just like sitting right in front of me as I was playing. That was super, super nerve-wracking. It definitely wasn't my best performance ever, but it's something that you just kind of adapt to. And after that game was over, I was like, okay, you can't let that affect you. And it does. It affects new players. There were a lot of new players where this was their first live event, and you could kind of tell that they were uncomfortable. They weren't really playing how they normally play. And when you're just used to playing from the comfort of your bedroom or your home or wherever you normally play, and then you go into an environment like that, it can be definitely intimidating. And I think that younger players for sure. I mean, I know Zio was kind of notorious for always tilting whenever things didn't go his way, but I know that Rage, one of the co-owners of Hammers Esports, has worked a lot with him, and Sui Generis talked about this on the PAX panel yesterday, that they've worked with Zio a ton in improving his mental game and kind of how he plays. And you can tell that he doesn't tilt at all anymore. I think that they lost their first game against Rain and then came back to win. So it's just a testament to a lot of those efforts into mental preparation paying off.
You guys, we got a caller on the line. Been waiting. Caller, who's this? Where are you calling from?
This is Kevin calling from North Carolina.
Kevin from North Carolina, man. What's your welcome to the channel, and what's your question?
Well, just wanted to congratulate TSM on a great run. Also wanted to just kind of ask, I'm relatively new as a player. I've only been playing for maybe 7 or 8 months, first MOBA. But watching through the spring and summer championships, it certainly seems like there are teams that are certainly much more dominant than others. And so from a pro player's perspective, is it something that you guys can see, or is it more like compositional, like your team versus their team, or is it sometimes more just the dynamic of the heroes that you can pick that allows you to be, as dominant as you are?
All right. Okay. So the question is, are some heroes more dominant than others? Just so I understand the question.
Well, it's more like, like I said, from a casual observer, watching Invalate, things like that, there were obviously certain teams that were, it seems like they were significantly better. But again, I'm just, casual observer, I'm just curious from a pro player's perspective, kind of how much, like, is there sort of certain teams that are better than others? Or is it more like your individual play styles, like, you, Von C, and Best Chuck, you guys collectively end up being better than others? Or is it also a combination of the heroes that you pick in the game?
Yes. So I'd say it's just kind of a combination of several different factors. Some players are just straight up naturally better than others, and some players definitely work better in a team environment better than others. But at the same time, all players have specific heroes that they are more comfortable on. I heavily favored Arden for this tournament. I played a ton of Arden. I'm super, super comfortable on him, but you really didn't see any other teams playing a lot of Arden. So Arden is not, I wouldn't really say that Arden is necessarily one of the meta roamers, but it's something that I'm so comfortable on, and that I've practiced enough with my team that has really led us to be pretty successful. So going into the preparation, all teams really like different strategies and different heroes. Hammer's Kinetic are notorious for being incredibly skilled team who plays Saw. On the original, best Saw player in the world without a doubt. Whenever we played them in Evil 8, it was simple as, okay, if we give them Saw, we lose. And then if we just ban Saw away from them, we win. So it's really just figuring out what strategies and what heroes a lot of teams and players are really comfortable with. And once you know how a lot of those different things fit together and piece together, you can create different strategies for different teams. And then how you execute those strategies will ultimately decide your performance in a specific tournament or event.
Nope. Go for it.
Flash, are you done?
Yeah.
Sorry, Flash. Oh my god. No, I just wanted to say something like with this guy saying that this is your first MOBA, you said, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So with the question you had about are some teams more favored than other or popular, I think with newer people it can kind of seem that way also because with not knowing other MOBAs that have TSM and Cloud9 already as really big teams and well-known teams, it can seem as though that they're favored more in these smaller MOBAs that are still new. But I think it's more of just they're more publicity known or publicly known, and so people can sometimes tend to favor it that way. And also some of the attention to Vainglory has come from TSM picking up a VG team and Cloud9 picking up a VG team. So yeah, I think that can be a factor too. It's not just one team is so much better than the other.
Or with like the mix of heroes,
Yeah.
you have there's a lot of factors about MOBAs, and that's what makes the strategy side of it so like intricate. And what's it's simply difficult is how I kind of like to say Vainglory. There's not you have crystal and weapon, and then you have your defensive items and utility items. Like there's other MOBAs that have a huge range of other items, and so I think there's some of that factor of it that makes it a little bit easier to pick up for a lot of people that aren't normally into MOBAs. I'm a person that's usually not into MOBAs, but have been able to find a lot of success and fun in the game, even though I'm used to like doing first-person shooters and Madden type thing. But I think that's a fantastic question, and I saw last season. Last season there was a little hiccup in Flash can either attest this or not or whatnot, but there was a whole about week and a half where no one was able to practice on the last patch because there was an update because they're playing the spring series on the last patch. Hammers and Phoenix shined in those playoffs or in that season because they had about 8 or 9 people on their rosters. They were able to do in-scrim practices and stuff like that. It was a lot harder for teams like TSM or Nemesis or Noble to practice because they'd have to actually scrim against, the people that had the beta. So I think the being able to put the work in is one factor of it. Being able to have the knowledge of it is another factor, and then obviously being the synergy. So it's yeah.
Really quick shout out in the spotlight. Xenotech just rated the channel. What's up, Xenotech? Thank you for your support.
Nice.
All right, so Kevin, anything else for the guys? We had 15 calls come in the past 8 minutes. So
Well, no fear, just call, right?
No fear, just call. That's right, guys.
We favorited you, so next time you call in, we know it's you, and you're all good, buddy. Love having you.
One quick question for Flash. Just out of curiosity, I know you guys said you did a lot of practice. Any idea how many different drafts you guys ran through in the lead up to the summer finals?
We went through a lot. There was really only one other strategy that was kind of off meta that we were very comfortable with running, that we really didn't get an opportunity to play. I won't say it. We actually are competing in the VIS tomorrow night. So we might be able to pull it out tomorrow night. We'll see. But we went through a lot. It's all just a learning experience. Some off-meta strategies only work in very, very specific scenarios. And because teams at the highest level are very, very, I guess, stagnant in the way they draft, you always see the same drafts just in different variations pretty much every time. We didn't always get to run some of those off-meta stuff that would kind of work during ranked play sometimes. But yeah, we had a couple other ones that we were comfortable with running. We just didn't get a chance to use them.
Like Jungle Saw?
Hey, it works.
Listen, Saw is awesome, all right? Just saying.
No, the Jungle Saw, when I saw a 1368 with the roadie run that Von C had towards the end of that match in game 3, I was like, all right, I'm done.
That's when you know you have to just nerf Von C at that point.
All right. Kevin, thanks for calling in, buddy.
All right, thanks, guys. Have a great night.
You too. Phone lines are open, 203-293-6777. Also, tweet at us at the Undersprawl. It'll show up on the screen in front of everybody, and we'll try to read your question on the air.
So there's a couple of questions from Twitter. They asked the Evil 8 dynamic, does that help TSM as they like to analyze their opponents? So
got a
new
caller.
team can suddenly
Caller, stand
upset them or have any other chance of or show that what did he say? Chance to know who they'll face, I guess. So do you think the Evil 8 setting helped you guys in this chance, so you're not having to kind of risk losing out to an unknown team?
Wait, okay, so is there a caller?
Yeah, there's a caller. I'm waiting my turn to introduce him. Caller, you're on the air. Who's this? Where are you calling from? Forget Ferris. Go for it.
This is Fireblade. I'm calling from Florida.
Fireblade. What's up, dude?
Everything's good.
What's your question, man?
So, do you guys think that any other LCS team will try to join VG?
100% yes. And they will join before the end of 2016.
And who do you think will join first? I'm thinking CLG. That's just me.
I think CLG has a pretty high chance. Yeah. Well, time will tell though. Time will tell though. Sometimes you know things that you're not exactly at liberty to share, but we will have more orgs join Vainglory before the end of 2016.
There you go.
All right. I can't wait to see what's happening. All right. Thanks for having me on.
All right, Fireblade.
Yeah,
Have a good night, man. All right, back to you guys.
All right. So to answer your question, Ferris, we're definitely, I guess, kind of notorious for doing a lot of our own strategy and analysis work. That's not to say that we're really against having an analyst. It's just the fact that we want to have the right person. We've actually had 2 people in that role. It's been much more behind the scenes. And both of those people have been hired by SCMC. Both Rome and Keldegar were analysts for TSM. Rome was really an analyst like right before we got signed by TSM, but they ended up both getting hired by SCMC. So it's not to say that we're against it. It's just we need to have the right people. And obviously, if the people that we've had already end up getting hired by SCMC, then we know that we have good people anyways.
Hey, guys, it looks like we're going to reconnect in. We'll take a 2-minute break and get this back up. I'll be right back, and stay tuned, everybody, for the Undersprawl. You guys can call in 203-293-6777 if you guys got any questions, or tweet us out at Twitter at the Undersprawl. I'm DZ Live, and we'll be right back after a few minutes. Hope you guys are having a great time tonight. And don't forget, hit that follow button as we are live on Twitch.
we've only just begun. And the past from the land to well, I could have no better still. I just wanted you to know. I don't know where I am right now. I struggle to make it, but we got there somehow. We spent the time to get you going on just right. And I've hung it on the door so it can last us the night. And you and I would be when you follow my eyes. When you go cold, you knew I would be by your side. You used to burn into your smile. And after we spoke for a while, I knew that we would be riding life in style. Turning around, I got you twirling around. I've got the safest voltage, you come back to the ground. Spinning around, our thoughts are spinning around. Tell me your favorite way to fly, the world can catch
All right.
us now.
We are back, everybody. Welcome back. Ferris, you there, buddy?
I am. I'm here. I'm
All
here.
right.
Technical difficulties are fun, guys. So hopefully you guys stick around. Like I said, stick around. We're going to be doing 3 fin skin giveaways pretty soon. And that'll be your chance to spam the chat and have some fun and go a little crazy.
We got a caller, Ferris. You want to take the caller?
Yeah, go ahead. Let's go, caller.
All right, caller, you're on the air. Who's this? Where are you calling from?
Hey there, boys and girls. It's Uncle Carmine.
Oh, my God. Uncle Carmine's on. Uncle Carmine.
All right. Carmine's got to know. I got a question for FlashX, all right? Game 2 in the finals, you jump the Kraken wall with Gauntlet and throw the team fight right afterwards. What gives?
So we thought that they would probably rotate up towards the lane, which is why we tried to gauntlet over the Kraken wall. Fortunately, a mistake like that didn't really cost us the game, but that's definitely leaves a lot of room for improvement for myself as a player, and that's definitely something that I focus on a lot when I'm practicing so that I can hopefully get better every day.
Flashy, I love you. I love the plays. I was rooting for you guys the whole time. I straight up just dropped my cannoli on that team fight afterwards. I gotta know, what can we expect from the autumn season of the Vainglory? What can we expect? I need to see Koshka because I like cats.
Yeah, so a lot of SCMC was very surprised that Koshka wasn't played, I don't even think a single time during the North American finals. I definitely think you'll see some of the European teams pull her out during finals. The problem is that anything Koshka can do, I think there's other heroes that can do it a little bit better. And when you're competing at that level of play, all of the pro players, especially in the carry positions, are incredibly good at reflex blocking the Koshka ult, which really essentially negates an entire 1/3 component of her kit. So that hurts her a lot. For autumn season, I definitely think you're going to see a lot of the same teams up towards the top. But if it's anything like how Vainglory's competitive structure has been in the past, I know it's already on the agenda for today, but you're going to see a lot of roster changes. People just want to win, and autumn season is really the last time for teams to be able to qualify for the World Championships. So people are going to try and just mix up different chemistry and hope that they can get on a team that can ultimately qualify for Worlds.
Me and the playoff feed got a bet going under the table, of course, that Team Snow is going to pull out some of the Koshka. Can't wait to see it. I need to know how you guys are preparing for Team Secrets, because Team Secrets, woof, nasty, just as good, if it's better, as TSM.
Yeah, Team Secret's dirty. I think that they're really the only European team who can actually compete with some of the top North American talent. That said, I definitely think they're beatable. They make their mistakes just like TSM makes their own mistakes, but they're a very hardworking team with very high level mechanics. In terms of preparing for them, we haven't really gotten to that point yet, but we will definitely make sure we study a ton of their game film and make sure that we have just as many pocket strategies, if not more.
I love it. I love it. I gotta say, I can't wait to see Von C playing as DZ Shaw and, I don't know, maybe Best Charles North America playing as, Fall of Ferris Kashka.
Kashka's my bae, though.
I
She's
want
my favorite
Santa Saw.
hero.
That's all I want this season. I want a candy cane, and I want him to shoot like little pieces of snow or something. That's all I
Well,
want.
it looks like TSM was breaking presents off for everybody at that final. Thank you guys so much. Long-time listener, many-time caller, Uncle Carmine going straight back to Brooklyn.
Everybody, Uncle Carmine calling in. Weekly regular on the Undersprawl. He's a Vainglory enthusiast. He's got his own theme song when he calls in. This guy's awesome.
This guy's so good, man.
All right.
I love Uncle Carmine.
We love Uncle Carmine.
Man, yeah, that's crazy. But no, like he totally brought up some good point about the worlds, though. Like, what's crazy though is you can make the point that they faced Team Secret without was it Mowgli, right? For the NA one, but then now you're a completely new team, so it's gonna be exciting to see that clash at Worlds if that is going to be there. I think that's one on the plate. Can't knock it. Is Druid still playing competitively as well?
Oh yeah, he'll be at Worlds too.
So I mean, there's everyone wants us to do the NA's greater than the world or EU and stuff, but I mean, in competitive sense, it could be probably some of the best Vainglory play that we'll see and whatnot. I wanted to get into a couple of quick things as far as like community wise. As far as like your stream and stuff like that, do you have anything coming up with streaming anytime soon with this downtime? Or are you going to take some time off and kind of soak it in?
Well, I actually streamed just this morning, but I'm going to definitely maintain my schedule of streaming on Tuesday and Thursday mornings. I don't really have an exact time, but it's pretty early on in the morning. But I'm going to do my best to stream additional hours outside of that. We're not getting complacent as a team and just stopping playing completely. I mean, we practiced for like 4 hours before I came on the show, and I think we're going to try and maintain about 4 hours a day just to keep different skills sharp. We're going to try and learn some different Baron mechanics before he really comes to the live setting. But yeah, we'll still be playing. We all should still be streaming too.
Awesome. So look forward to that. Make sure you guys follow Best Chuck. I think his is as we'll get the links for you guys there, but definitely follow FlashX on Twitch. Follow TSM FlashX on Twitter. And what about you, Gabby? What you got going on?
With streaming?
No. When you're not taking some awesome Instagram pictures, I mean, at least you're not taking some.
Right now, I'm trying to figure out why I look super Asian and yellow. My camera just decided you will be Asian today. As far as streaming, I am very new still. I was one of the very first girl streamers to stream VG back when the game first came out, but because of my internet, I had to leave that behind. But I have moved, and I do have better internet now, so I am able to stream. But with taking a year off from VG, it definitely shows. But thankfully, having a background in MOBAs and coming from League of Legends now, which is probably the MOBA I played the most.
I'm sorry to interrupt. We have a caller. You want to take it, guys?
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah.
All right, caller, you're on the air. Who's this? Where are you calling from? And they hang up. Back to you.
Nice. Nice. All right. But anyways, yeah, having that background of League as a MOBA and then coming down to a smaller MOBA for now has helped a lot and has, you know, kind of been my backup for relearning VG. I mean, I'm definitely not anywhere near where Flash is with his gameplay. Maybe my lane is a little bit better than his, but I am working on a jungle main for right now, and just been streaming to, you know, have fun. I didn't pick it up for any reason other than that, but I've met some really nice people in the community, and you know, want to bring back those community streamers. So it's not just all pros showing their cards. Sorry, Flash.
That's all good.
But yeah, just here for those of us who aren't, you know, as amazing as some of the higher tier people, you know, and can encourage others to, you know, venture out and try.
Yeah, we've had a huge influx in community streamers. I mean, some of the people that are even getting bold enough to just stream on their tablet, which is great, just to get it going. So there's actually a couple of people that have been doing that. And one thing that has helped this as well is the Fin event. So even though those people may not have been having the Fin skin giveaway because they just started streaming, there has been a trickle effect of people either rating them or go checking out their stream, because the Vanguard community, there's always this sense of curiosity, like, oh, whoa, who's this over here? And they're like, man, let's click on it and see what's up. And so you very, very quickly you can get that buzz because you get a lot of people that are very supportive as well. So it's not like you have people that come in there and be like, what the frick? Why did you gauntlet over the wall and get nobody? Or why did you max your A, man?
Why did you max your A on Elena Dodgio?
So I think it's pretty cool. I really hope they bring this Fin skin event back again and whatnot. But yeah, so I've been telling a lot of my people, like I tell a lot of the people that have been watching this here. So this has been like one of the highest nights as far as like viewership that we've had on the show. It obviously helped with the raids from Bree and Xenotech. But we used to have in-game promotion in the game, and then we would hit like 50 to 100 people. Like the community is still strong.
Let me correct you there. Sometimes we have 500 people.
Whatever.
I want to make that clear. I want to make that clear right now. Don't make me come over there and put the smack.
So between the 500
Ferris, we have a caller. You want to take it?
Yeah, let's go.
Caller, you're on the air with Angry Ferris. Who's this? Where are you calling from?
Hope all is well. Season Salt calling in from New York.
Hey, NYC in the house. How you doing, man?
Doing well. Hope everybody's doing good. I had a two-part question to ask. The first part being, with the increase in VG by reaching out to the Android community and obviously, you know, merging the two devices into one game, do you guys feel that perhaps the influx of new players have maybe diminished the overall player skill, or has the overall community that has now joined the game over the past year or so brought some new elements from maybe other games that they've played over the years before coming to VG? As well as, and the second part would be like, now that a lot of people have had the chance to maybe taste the competitiveness of VG, what are the tips, or what is the mindset you should go in perhaps attaining the esports dream?
Cool. Yeah, so I think those are both really good questions. For the first part, just to rephrase it, what do I think about how the influx of players with the Android market has really done to the scene? I think it's really cool. I think it's really good that SCMC eventually made the decision to expand into both markets. It's really important for Vainglory as a game and as an esport to be able to capture all audiences. I know that the numbers I heard yesterday specifically were there's about 800 million people on the planet who have PCs and consoles, but there's approaching 5 billion people on the planet who have touchscreen devices. That being said, the vast majority of that are actually Android products. So it's really good that they have reached out into that market. In terms of what some of those players have done to the skill. I have a pretty big background in Dota. I played the original Dota and as well as a lot of Dota 2. So I think that really benefited me when I came to Vainglory because I understood a lot of the general MOBA concepts that I've definitely applied through different situations that has risen my own personal level of play. So there's other people who are going to do that well, whether you're coming from League of Legends or Heroes of New Earth or Smite or whatever other MOBAs are out there. They're going to bring different elements and they're going to understand a lot of the general MOBA mechanics that are going to make them better players. I don't really think it would ever decrease the skill cap to have new people joining. They're going to join at the bottom, but all that is going to create a new opportunity for someone to either push someone else up higher or for that individual person to climb to the top. For your second question, in terms of like what can you really do to be successful as a Vainglory professional or really just esports professional as a whole, you have to have some talent coming into it. I did try fairly hard, not as hard as I've tried for Vainglory, that's for sure, but to really be exceptionally talented at Dota and really go pro at Dota. I couldn't do it. At that point in time, I was still in college, so my first priority was always school. Dota kind of came second, so I mean, who knows how things would have worked out that way. I'm definitely super grateful and super glad to be where I'm at now, but we put a lot of time into getting to where we are. All of the top players really put a lot of time into getting where they are. I mean, Lost Boy Toph, I think, is notoriously known for having like 7,000 or 8,000 wins across several different accounts, which is really incredible. But I think that that's a huge reason why he's known as one of the best, if not the single best roam player in the world. Victory requires payment in advance. It's a quote that I love, and I think that it has a lot of weight, and it is very true. I mean, we put in 10 hours a day for 7 days straight leading up to summer finals, and there's no way we would have performed at the level that we did had we not done that. And that's not to say, like, not everyone can just go play Vainglory for 10 hours a day and become a pro. It doesn't work like that. You really have to know what you're doing. You have to have coaches and the knowledge and analysts and the guidance to really get there.
But at the same time, you definitely can't discount the hard work that you guys are doing amongst all the other esports teams out there playing the game. So don't discount yourself either.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Kicking butt there, man.
Thanks.
All right, caller. You got another question? We gotta move on.
No, that'll be all. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for having me, as always. Be safe.
Right. It takes like the.
We got other calls. You want me to bridge them in?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, caller, you're on the air. Who's this? Where are you calling from?
Hi, it's MJ.
MJ, what's going on?
Hey, so we were asking chat if there was any good questions, and one of us wanted to know, well, Odd specifically, why do you think that the viewership from the last live finals is about a third of the viewers from the other two last live finals?
I would basically say one, it was on one of the busiest travel weekends. It was going up against PAX as far as viewership as well too on Twitch.
And I think the Call of Duty Championship was going on the same weekend.
Yeah,
right?
Call of Duty,
COD XP was going on.
So and then the fact that they've kind of done this every 3 months, I think people kind of like, oh well, we kind of know it's going to be happening. I think Worlds might be the telltale sign of what we do, or what it'll do with as far as viewership, and also maybe bigger prize pools might attract that crowd again. Like, oh, well, they're only playing for X amount of dollars. That's not as exciting. This person over here is playing for $1 million. Oh shoot, got to tune in for that. So I think the Worlds might be the telltale sign of where the esport is going, and in all honesty, it's still growing. And I think they're content with where it's at, and there hasn't been a lot of marketing dollars spent. as of lately, and the only marketing that has been spent lately is these fin skin giveaways. And so the viewership is up on Twitch overall. That I've noticed. The viewership and follows that I've got on my channel alone has been exponential, and then the concurrent viewers has been bigger as well. So, and I've seen multiple streamers who are doing the fin skin giveaway. So there is a huge sign of growth as far as the community, which is going to trickle into the esport. And I just think it was just a mix of the weekend and stuff. But what do you guys think?
I agree with you, man. Ferris and I were talking about this before we bridged everybody in on the call. Viewership is through the roof right now. Monday Night Fights for me, in general, was just slamming for the past couple days, past couple weeks, doing the fin skin giveaway. Big shout out to Super Evil Megacorp, by the way, for the hookup on that. Appreciate it.
Do you guys think that after the fin skin giveaway, that there's anything that they could incorporate to keep streamers still streaming VG?
Well, we're going to be giving away Ferris. I don't know if you got the memo yet, but
That may make us lose viewers.
I give out dabs and cringe, and the Batman mask. Like, I've just become a cringe streamer now. I just do I'm just a gimmicky guy. I'm not as good as Flash, so I have to use gimmicks to make people watch.
Chat wants to know if FlashX is single, by the way.
No, but
VG is his girlfriend.
I know.
His shorts are single, though, ladies. No.
Oh god.
Chat wants to also know if Flash thinks Odds is cute.
Is this Oddly Odds we're talking about?
Yes.
Oh boy.
Yeah, Odds is super cute for sure.
Okay, Flash confirmed.
Flash confirms.
Yay!
We're gonna have to have like a segment of Flash confirms, and we'll just bring him on every week. Like,
he just holds a
or
sign
just have
up.
just have a little bit of like where he goes Flash confirms, and he's like just like this, and then he's like no or something like that, and we'll just play different bits. So,
all right,
that'll be fun.
Emma J, thank you for calling in.
Thanks. Bye.
Talk to you later.
Yeah, I've one thing I've told people, we're going to be doing the fin skin giveaway really, really shortly. We're going to give away 3 skins, but I've told people, I said, I know you're here for the skin. I know people are here for the giveaway. I know people are going to fall off because of that a little bit. But my thing was that if you guys want this fin skin stuff, if you guys loved it, you need to go out and support those streams as Flash is getting attacked by his dog. That's cute. It's cute. Say something so the camera goes on you.
She's just saying hello. She missed me. I got home at like midnight last night, and she was absolutely ecstatic that I was home. Because I've been gone for like 2 weeks. So yeah, she's glad that I'm home.
So go watch any streamer. Stick with their channel. Just don't. I mean, obviously, if you have homework in school, ditch school and watch them instead. Is what I'm saying. No. But go ahead and support that streamer, and you don't have to do it monetarily. Just being there and being active to chat or saying hi or welcoming people in their thing makes the experience so much enjoyable for everyone else, and it gives the streamer so much more energy. The fact that people are talking to me in chat, it gives me, instead of just looking down or having my head down trying to rank up or solo queuing and getting pissed. It's fun to be able to talk about something else other than that. So I think, do you guys want to see them do more of the skin giveaways like this for the next patch maybe?
We got a caller. You want to bridge him in?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Caller, you're on the air. Who's this? Where are you calling from?
Well, hello, Flasher.
Right.
Motherfucker.
All right.
Oh.
And he is... Wait a minute. Our call got disconnected, Ferris. Let me reconnect. I'm sorry about that, everybody. Let's.
Hello?
Yes. We got disconnected. We missed you there. What was that? And blocked. Okay. Blocked.
Hey there, what's the shape of Italy? It's a boot because you're never going to be able to call here again.
You know, the funny thing with the Twitch terms of service, we don't show your numbers. All that stuff's confidential. But sure shit, if you try to friggin' call us like that, we will call you back. And you get that uh-oh call. You get the uh-oh.
We're going to call your mom.
We're going to call your mom. All right. Hold on. New caller. Caller, you're on the air. Who's this? Where are you calling from? Florida in the house. What's your question?
I'm just an average player trying to wonder what the expectations would be as to where I might get just normally, just trying to play, maybe once a day or so.
All right, so best practices for a new player. Recommendations, guys?
Avoid Battle Royale if you're trying to. If you want to play for fun, play Battle Royale and stay casual. You'll enjoy the crap out of the game. If you're wanting to get good, venture off and rank.
Yep.
Find some people that you gel with. Use communication for Discord and stuff like that. It helps out. Don't give out any information. Don't give out a Skype. I don't recommend using Skype because
stick with
it's
Discord.
nightmares. Stick with Discord.
I've been doing Discord, but I have, I guess this maybe dates me a little bit. I have 2 sons that I play with.
That's fine. There's your team. There's your team.
The first ever father, 2 sons.
So it works out really well, but
Do
we've
it.
been trying so hard, and there's times where it gets really discouraging.
No, it's listen. The first thing you got to focus on, just have fun with your sons and play with them. My son's 21. I can't get him to even sit in a bar with me. Okay, and the fact that you can get your kids to play with you, that's awesome. Create a team and level up together. And don't go to ranked matches. Just do casual matches. That's the other thing. That's my advice. Flash, what do you think?
Yeah. So one thing, I think that's all really good advice. Like if you're playing just to have fun, stick with casual and BR. If you're trying to like be competitive and get better, play ranked. I think a great way to kind of shortcut a lot of your learning experiences is just watching professional level play. I know I did that a ton back when I played Dota. Is I always studied exactly what the professionals were doing, and even if it doesn't make sense to you, like if professionals are doing something that you're like, okay, that doesn't make any sense to me why they're doing that, chances are they're doing it for a reason. People put in a lot of time to this game, and if it doesn't make sense to you, just go with it. If it doesn't work out the first time, I'd say just try it again. If it's still not working out, I mean, okay, then you need to maybe try something different. But I think that watching professional play is a great way for new players to learn some of the upper level mechanics.
Yeah, Xenotech has an hour a day where he does the School of Shin. Gosh dang it!
We watch him quite a bit. He's really a good sport. The guy's pretty open and honest about even when you type something in, he'll answer. He's good. I apologize. I'm on a treadmill.
Holy cow! This guy is like Superman. He's on a treadmill watching the stream, dialing into the stream. Yeah, dude.
Taking care of your health.
Ferris keeps telling me to put a treadmill in the studio. I just hang up on him. I mean, he really just wants to put one right there, but
I need to do some
Right. One last question. Where do you think like the ranking is 1 to 10, and we can't get to, we're like 4, and we can't get to 5. We keep thinking we should at least be average for the amount of time we put in. Is that an unrealistic expectation?
No, and I would say that 4 is actually closer to average. The way the kind of the ELO and the ranking system works is the higher you climb up, the fewer and fewer players there are. I mean, I probably play against the same 50 to 75 players every single day, whereas tier 4, you're talking hundreds of thousands of the same players. So tier 4 is actually probably average, believe it or not. Even though tier 5
feels a little better.
Even though tier 5 is technically in the middle, it's practice and figuring out. The biggest thing that I think new players struggle with are their hero pools. Obviously, the more time you put into it, the more heroes you're going to learn how to play. But you probably find yourselves playing the same 2 or 3, maybe 4 heroes, or if you do try and venture out into other heroes, you're just not as experienced or as mechanically gifted on those other heroes. So really just hero development and learning when to pick heroes into different situations rather than just trying to play the same few heroes that you're comfortable on, I think is really important too.
Yeah, I started out with Koshka and building
weapons. Summarize and play more characters, or just focus on 2 or 3?
I would say to try and
try them all. Find out what feels more comfortable. and then from there narrow it down to like what's your main one. So.
All right, moving forward, you always have a spot on the show. We've aliased you Super Dad on the phone system.
Thank you.
Thanks for calling in.
Okay. All right, bye.
Later. We got one more over here. Caller, you're on the air. Who's this? Where are you calling from?
Texas.
Texas in the house. Who's this?
Woo, Texas!
Texas.
What's your question, Texas?
All right. So, like, tell me. Why does Celeste? All right. I'm kind of nervous.
Why are you nervous? We're all friends here.
Yeah, we're all friends. My name is Bam. You can call me Bam.
Dan. All right, Dan. Welcome, Dan.
No, Bam.
Oh,
B-A-M.
Bam. Oh, Bam.
Yeah,
like
Bam,
Bam,
Bam.
I just told you. All right.
Yeah, like, Bam. I just saw you.
All right, Bam.
Oops, never mind.
Celeste, what do you got?
Yeah. All right, Celeste. Okay, so I'm new to the game. Should I, like, be upgrading her B first or her A? Because I suck at the game, you know.
You want to upgrade her A first.
Yeah.
Go with Flash's instincts this time and actually upgrade your A.
So, like, I'm new to the game, right? And, like, right now I think it's bad, but, like, will it get better?
Will you get better?
No, like, me liking the game. When I learn everything.
Is it your first MOBA?
Yeah.
Well,
I just played, like, 2 days
says a
ago.
lot.
You just started 2 days ago?
Yep.
I think with MOBAs, for some people, it's right away, they love it, and for others, it does take time. But BG is a very fun game. A lot of people do like it, so I say keep giving it a try. But you know, it can be a game that's not for everyone as well.
Like, every time I play, I end up dying like every time. Like, I end up with like a 0 and 12 ratio. You know, it fucking sucks.
You need to get, you know what you need to do? You need to get into the official Vainglory Discord. A lot of these streamers that you watch on Twitch and other networks have Discord servers in their channel. And you can actually meet new players and group up and do voice over IP and talk to the other players. It's a great experience waiting for you to have. You just got to find the right resource or, you know, people to do it with. Again, you got hundreds of people streaming the game right now. And and definitely find out if there's teams for each channel. You'll make a lot of friends too.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the app called where you can like talk to people?
Discord. If you go to most Twitch broadcasters channels, there'll be a Discord link, and they'll show you how to do
mobile or like
it's a mobile voice over IP application.
Okay.
Yeah, get going with that. Make some friends. There's a lot of people in all these channels that'd be happy to play with you. Trust me, I suck. I suck. You already sound better than me, and I've been playing this for almost 2 years. So, all right, Bam. Thanks for calling in.
For the tip.
Thanks, Bam.
Later. Back to you guys.
I couldn't tell if that was trolly or real, but
no, that felt honest.
He's got some balls though, more than some of these other people who've been watching the stream forever. You guys have been watching 2 days and calls in. Dang.
He'll be pro soon, and Flash will have someone new to worry about. And he'll be like, "Hey, Flash, remember that time I called you, and I was still new?"
Oh my gosh! So let's do the giveaway. I got it queued up, ready for you guys. Type TSM win just because they won. That's going to be the hashtag TSM win in the chat for a chance to win the limited edition fin skin. So type that in chat for limited edition fin skin.
All right, Ferris, we're going to be giving away a fin skin.
All right, here we go, man. It's cringe time. Let's give away everything. All right. No, we're not gonna do this. But type TSM win in the chat. Miss Bree is in there. I thought she got the skin already. She's probably trying to win it for her Smurfs. Whatever. No, we were talking also earlier. Do we want to see this happen again? Yes. I think how it's gonna happen again is if we get people to continue watching streams and supporting this stuff. I think it'll be a great thing. Yeah. And I was in the middle asking you guys like the Finn event, right? Flash?
Are you asking us?
I think the Finn event has been outstanding for the community, And I think SCMC realizes how good it's been for overall stream numbers that I think it's very likely that we will see it again in the future.
Yeah. And I mean, the first night I did it, I saw like 250 follows just on my channel. The first night I did one.
Fair.
I was like, damn. I was like, I haven't done 250 in like freaking 4 months. No.
I got 5.
Yeah, I got 5. But no, it was really cool though, and whatnot. So type TSM win. We're gonna raffle off the first winner here. First winner is come on down, Blood Skies.
Blood Skies, you've won an official fin skin from the official fin skin giveaway. Thank you for following. Follow Ferris.
He said reroll because I think he has it already. We're rerolling.
All right, we're rerolling Ferris.
Tarkon.
Tarkon, you've won the giveaway. Please reply in the chat if you have already won the official fin skin. Be sure to hit that follow button.
He's not here, reroll. We might have to. I did it for fun. What a troll. What a troll. I win. Yeah, Tarkon, let us know your in-game name and chat and we'll get you on the list. Please allow about 6 to 7 business days because they are getting back from PAX and headed to live championships in Europe right now. So let us know your in-game name. If it's your Smurf, just don't let us know it's your Smurf. We'll still give it to you. Can I give it to my girlfriend? Her name's Gabby.
I actually was in someone's stream and this guy won and he tried to give it to me like a sweetheart and I actually already had the skin, but it was very sweet. It was cute.
He was like that guy at the carnival. Hey girl, I got you a prize. Look, I got you Buzz Lightyear. I hope you like it.
A flea infested stuffed animal. Thanks. Ferris, you got a couple questions on Twitter.
Yeah, can you start reading some of those off while I get this name?
Ferris so popular.
All right. Season Salt writes, at the Undersprawl, champion pools are a major issue for newer players. Practice playing or other champions as much as you can. FlashX, best way to get better in Vainglory is to play ranked. Watching pros play also helps learn mechanics. Oh, okay. He's giving a shout out to like help better yourself as a player. Okay.
Hashtag get good.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought he was giving Flash pointers. I was like, okay, time to pack it up. We're done for the night. Nobody tells Flash what to do.
I have it right here too. A couple other ones. There was one from Slow Dead where he says, "We know boot camp helped you guys win. Do you see VG gaming houses coming soon from other orgs or even TSM?"
That could be legitimate right there. That I never knew that even existed until I started watching like League and seeing all these people stream from a house they all live in, and then I started like watching stuff like Team FaZe and stuff like that, like FaZe Clan. Holy cow! Yeah, Vainglory House could definitely happen one day.
Yeah, I do think they will happen. The biggest challenge I think right now is how young the average Vainglory competitive player is. That makes it challenging that a lot of players have really never lived away from home or away from their parents before. I do hope that eventually Vainglory gets to that level where people take it serious enough to make that kind of investment in their teams. TSM might do like an extended boot camp where rather than just for a week before a tournament, we get a place for like a month or a month and a half before Worlds. But when that will happen, I don't know. I think it'll happen before Worlds. I think we'll see some starts into team houses start to come together before Worlds.
There's something about when you're in the same building, the same house or whatever. There's having a meal together can sometimes be just as beneficial for practice and synergy than 8 hours a day of practicing in different cities.
Oh, agree, 100%.
So, you learn what tilts the other person too, and sometimes you know not to do that. Or if you're playing with Von C, you always hear "Allah he will kill, Allah he will kill."
On Twitter, the second best Arden, KB512, writes, at the Undersprawl, how do you feel about the Protector contract? I feel like it's a hidden gem during combat at times. Flash, what do you think?
I think all the contracts are not worth the 300 gold investment right now. As sad as it is to play, I mean, I really want Vainglory to be a game where all of the items are viable options. I think the biggest thing stopping them from being good picks during games is just the fact that they don't build into anything. I think Oakheart right now builds into 6 different items by itself. That's more than any other tier 1 item in the game. I think you could easily take 3 of those and just make a contract turn into it. So like, for example, the Protector contract, it offers a barrier, which is essentially the same thing as a reflex block. So I think it'd be cool if Protector contract was the tier 1 item for reflex block.
Yeah.
The Dragon Blood contract slows people. It could, and then Dragon Heart builds into Shiver Steel. So I think it'd be cool if the Dragon Blood contract was the tier 1 item for a Shiver Steel. Just things like that, so that they have scalability and utility in terms of, rather it's just, they're good items for the first 2 or 3 minutes of the game, but it's the fact that they don't really do anything after that that makes them not necessarily good picks. And we have tested all of them extensively, and it's just the fact that they don't really turn into anything that's really limiting them from becoming viable picks in Vainglory right now. But I think that that's something that Super Evil Medical Corp is looking at very closely, and hopefully we will see changes on in the very near future.
Yeah, I would get the Iron Guard a couple times, but it's something that you do have to sell. And so if it's something that builds into something, you're not losing 150 gold. If it was 200 gold, maybe see it being used a little bit more, but definitely building into something that'd be key.
On Twitter, Langley Lang writes, at the Undersprawl, hey, can I get tips for my last hitting in lane from FlashX? I've been practicing Adagio and I seem to have missed a lot.
That went south so fast.
Yes, that was super troll. Well, Langley Lang, you can practice lane, and rather than spending 8 hours a day playing roam heroes and doing roam things, you could probably play 8 hours a day playing lane and practicing your last hitting. And I
Or tell them
guarantee
to
you,
play Gold Rush for half of that time.
I guarantee you, your last hitting will get better if you quickly change those 2 dynamics. So yeah.
The trolls have won. Sorry, guys. All right, Ferris, how you looking on the giveaways? Did you give away the?
We have
skin?
one where I think Denominate one, and then we have the Gaelic who just won. But I skipped over him because he said rig, but I don't know if he needs it, then I'll get it to him. And we'll re-roll one more because if the Gaelic's not there, it's been a minute. We're re-rolling, so we have 2 more. Denominate, let me know what your in-game name is because I don't know it off the top of my head.
It's Denominate.
Denominate.
I know. Duong or Zhuang or one. Oh my gosh, I can't freaking read. Zhuang 16. No, you are not following the stream, so I have to re-roll, bro. You had one rule.
One thing to do, and you messed it up. Congratulations.
One job.
King for day, fool for life. On Twitter, Poke Hunter writes, can Flash give me tips on how to block fin hooks? They're so hard to block. Is this becoming troll questions?
No,
it's legit? Okay,
question.
Yeah.
Good question.
No, that's actually a good
one. It's like anything else, it's practice. One thing that, if you guys watched the summer finals, Pauly 5208, who's the roam player for Ardent, was outstanding on his crucibles during finals. I don't think he missed a single one. But that's something that he has not always, and that's not something that I've always been super, super good at. But we would literally go into a solo or a private match, just us 2. We would farm for like 20 minutes, we'd get a Crucible, a Reflex block, and an Aegis. So you have 3 different ways to block. And then you would get either 4 or 3 more Clockworks or a Contraption and some clockwork space, basically something that gives you a lot of cooldown reduction. And we would literally just have a competition trying to either pull one another and block it, or the other person playing Catherine. Catherine and Finn are really two heroes with game-changing ultimates, Force to Cord and Blast Tremor, that if you don't block one of those, there's a very high chance that you're going to lose the team fight. And we were literally just sitting there for an hour and just practice our blocks. And it's something that when you diligently put a lot of time into doing something like that, it definitely pays off. And I know I've gotten better at it. He, without a doubt, has gotten better at it. But it's like anything else. You just got to practice it.
Flash Seasoned Salts writes on Twitter, any sneaky champions that add variety to the competitive scene, i.e. any champions that not currently in the meta?
The biggest thing that I think is hindering a lot of heroes from seeing competitive play is the fact that we only have a single ban system. Each team only bans one hero. I think that if Vainglory were to move to a 2-ban system where each team is banning 2 heroes, you would see a lot more potential for off-meta and unique strategies, whether it's gameplay with Ozo or with Alpha or with Petal, just things that you don't really see a lot. I think you would see them a lot more. It was actually kind of funny. The last day I was there before PAX, I was sitting there with Stu Generis from Hammers Esports, just kind of going over different scenarios where literally like, okay, each team gets 2 bans and see what kind of different drafts came out. And it was actually really, really cool to see different heroes being picked and banned every single game. And they were perfectly viable picks because you can just create a much more interesting dynamic to competitive play when more heroes are banned out. Whereas like right now for Summer Championships specifically, I thought that there were really 6 core heroes that were either picked or banned in every single game. And when you double the amount of bans you have from 2 to 4, you get a lot more variety in the different heroes that you're playing.
On the chat, on Twitter, Adrian follows up at Undersprawl, at Flash. How does it feel to make the first Arden ban in quite a while?
So that was actually super funny. Before the 3rd game started, I told, because Hammers and Sue Generis in particular have always been incredibly adaptive and very high-level thinking players. And I said, going into game 3, I was like, they're going to ban Arden from us 100%. And sure enough, they did. So fortunately, we were able to predict it. But again, at the same time, with them using one of their bans on Arden, it made room for us to get a double heal comp, which that in and of itself is insane, if not just completely broken. So yeah, I saw it coming. I think it was a smart ban. I thought it was a really smart ban coming out of Hammers. But I definitely felt pretty cool to see that I was playing it well enough for it to warrant a ban in the first place.
All right. I'm just going to lightning question these over to you. Urban Yeti writes on Twitter, how does it feel about pro organizations, TSM, Cloud9, and Vainglory? Will grassroots organizations be priced out eventually? I say no, Flash. What do you think?
It's hard. It's really hard. Some organizations, particularly Hammers and Phoenix, as grassroots organizations, are doing incredibly well for themselves. But it's even a problem for League of Legends, which is really the pinnacle of esports right now. As you see venture capitalists coming in with millions of dollars, these former professional athletes with millions of dollars, and they're out competing a lot of teams. Money is power, unfortunately. So I think it's something that grassroots orgs need to be very proactive about figuring out a solution such that all their players aren't just being bought out. Because if you have an established organization coming in and offering your players 3 times the salary of what they're currently making, that's really hard to compete with. And so I hope grassroots orgs still are able to stick through that. I think that they're really cool stories, and a lot of them have been built from the inception of Vainglory, and a lot of them are very community focused and community driven, which I think is really important for the health of Vainglory. Whereas established orgs like TSM, we don't really have a Vainglory community the same way Hammers or Phoenix do. So I hope that they're able to still compete with established organizations, but it's going to be hard for sure.
All right. A couple more lightning round questions for you here. Savage Sky writes, "Hey, Undersprawl tips. How can I steal Goldmine, Kraken, etc. as a roam? I've been practicing, but the only thing I could steal," he's put stole, "is my laner's CS."
It's a lot of it's luck. A lot of my bigger steals, I know I had a pretty big one in VIPL with Arden, and then another pretty big one, I think it was in Winter Finals with Fortress. I don't know when, but Vainglory or SMC actually released a lot of really important information about how taking Kraken or Goldmine actually works. The amount of defense and health that a Kraken or Goldmine has is actually based off of the total net worth of your team. So when the other team is completely snowballing and winning the game and they're 10K gold ahead of you, let's just say hypothetically both teams have an Arden and both Ardens have the exact same build. If the team's Arden is hitting the Goldmine for 50 damage, the losing team's Arden will actually come in and hit the Goldmine or Kraken for about 150 damage. So there's a much higher probability, if your team is very far behind, for you to be able to steal Goldmine or Kraken, just because your damage output is going to be a lot harder. How you exactly do that, I mean, it's just timing. You got to see when the health is very low and hit whatever your ability is at the perfect time. But if your team's behind, there's a much higher percentage chance that you're going to be able to get the steal in the first place.
The art of Kraken steal is very difficult. I've yet to master that. I've since moved to a roam main, I guess. I used to jungle, but I started getting tired of like, all right, fine. People would insta-lock all these other ones. So that's always probably the most satisfying thing in the game still, is stealing the Kraken.
Absolutely. Got another tweet out there at the Undersprawl. Poke Hunter writes, What do you think are some strong picks that can throw off enemy in draft, i.e. Alpha, for example? High damage, easily countered.
Who did he say for his example?
Alpha. High damage, easily countered.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. Again, I think it comes down to the one ban system. I think an alpha pick would work perfectly fine in probably tiers 8 and below. No offense to those tiers at all. But once you start getting into the highest tiers 9 and 10, people know counters that if they see an alpha pick, okay, you pick Rhyme, you pick Celeste, you pick Sky, something that when Alpha's going through her reboot, she is probably not going to be able to make it through the entire reboot because she's just going to get melted. But really any picks are viable when players stick more to their comfort picks, which tends to be the case in the lower tiers. But I think in the higher tiers, professional players generally always pick the smarter, more meta pick that counters really specific picks like that.
All right. KB512, does Metal Jacket deserve an activation like Pauldron?
No. Metal Jacket, still immensely strong. That's why I think you don't really see a lot of melee weapon power carries specifically anymore. Taka is really the only one, I think, for melee that really still even has a place in the higher tiers. But as soon as the carries on the other team pick up a Metal Jacket, Taka's useless. So,
Flash, not to interrupt you, we have a caller. You want to take it?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, caller, you're on the air. Who's this? Welcome to the Undersprawl. Where are you calling from?
Hey, this is Kipo.
Kipo, how you doing, man?
Yeah. Hi, I'm looking for Flash.
Yep, he's here.
Hey, congratulations, Flash. Really big fan since Venom days.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. That's been a long time since Venom.
Yeah, man, I used to see you, C-Wid, and John Stamos.
Those are my boys. Yeah, those are really the first guys that I really ever played on a team with. They're very, very talented players.
Anyways, just want to wish you congratulations, man. Kipo
Thank you.
signing out.
Later, Kipo. Thanks for calling in. See, you guys want to give a shout out? You can call in and give a shout out.
They're giving a shout out in chat, man. All the Kipos.
Do you guys know who just called? Because I'm pretty sure I know who just called.
Who is it?
I'm pretty sure that was just Rage on the phone. Yeah.
Really?
90% sure that was Rage on the phone.
See, on the phone system, when a regular person calls in, their actual nickname shows up on the phone system. So I could say, "Hey, we got Rage calling in." I know for a fact he's called in on previous Undersprawls, but we moved to a new system, so I had to rename everybody again. So,
yeah,
damn it.
Pretty sure that was Rage.
Damn it, Rage.
Yeah,
Rage,
it was Rage.
Rage at PAX South.
Rage.
Rage at PAX South lost his wallet when the bar tab was coming. How convenient.
Nice.
I was like, oh, damn it, I'm going to have to buy. Guys, we still got a few minutes. Ferris, how you looking on your giveaways?
We gave out 6, okay? Because we normally, guys, the show normally goes an hour long. We've gone exponentially over that time tonight.
We got another caller, Ferris. Caller, who's this? Where are you calling from?
Hey, what's going on? It's Cecil Salt calling again.
Cecil
from
Salt?
New York.
What's up, buddy?
What's going on? I did have a question. I did post on Twitter, but I was definitely curious because I'm not too sure of the financial structure of esports right now. Do you think that esports is close to perhaps receiving a form of revenue sharing, let's say with League of Legends or Vainglory? Should these esports pick up any more to help some of the smaller teams? I know you guys were touching on that earlier.
I vote yes. What about you guys?
I think it's going to happen in esports with Vainglory. Not 100% sure. The only way that I see it happening is if they were to do like a skin sale and put like a themed for each like.
Well, what about the ticket sales and stuff like that for the different venues that they sell out? You know how we have like in baseball and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean they're allowed to sell merch. I know that they can bring merch and stuff like that to the event, but it's kind of limited on how much they can bring. So, I mean, to get like, I don't know, as far as like what other revenue you're talking about, like you're talking about like TV stuff or
I mean, obviously they don't get, I know game developers don't have the option to be partnered with Twitch, so that's not a source of revenue as if they were they were showing their games on actual TV. So it obviously, I guess, would come from merchandise or ticket sales at the door for, some of these live events.
Merchandising.
Yeah, I mean, I would say merch is probably one of the most common ways for right now, other than the in-game currency for Vainglory itself. But are you talking about for like the actual individual teams as well?
I mean, if the teams pool their merchandise funds into I mean, I don't know how fair that would be because obviously TSM or Cloud9 would always sell more than, a smaller organization. It's like a given. And then TSM would always, these bigger organizations would be forced to fork over a percentage to the smaller organizations. So I guess that's why they pay the lawyers the big bucks to sort that stuff out.
Right. Well, it's like the Yankees. I mean, the Yankees are known globally because their brand is, but do people they've worked hard to get their brand worldwide?
Dude, diehard Yankees fan here. The moment Jeter left, I haven't been to a game. I could care less.
Yeah,
right
same
now.
here. That's actually the last game I was at.
they said when A-Rod played his last game, I was like, who cares? Okay.
Yeah, really. Yeah. Well, I appreciate you guys taking the call again. I hope you guys have a fantastic. Well, I'll be in chat, so hopefully you guys see you guys there.
All right, everybody. Yeah. Seasoned Salt calling in.
I think that's a good question. As the thing's growing now, the one thing I saw at South by Southwest was that one of the panels for esports, there's actually people that have left like running minor league teams to get involved into running some of the stuff for esports and stuff like that. So Heroes of the Dorm is an idea for it. because they don't have to worry about paying any pro players or paying any contracts. Instead, they're fighting for tuition. So it's like a game show setting, I guess. So that kind of gets a loophole around like getting a certain branding of having to pay like a TSM or a Cloud9 or CLG to come in and play on these sort of platforms or on that show. They're coming out with the ESPN eSport channel. So as soon as that hits, I think you're going to start seeing a lot more stuff happen as well too, as far as like coverage and everything. So
They saw you say
Yeah, Ferris, I agree with you on that. Perfect example. You were saying ESPN. Heroes of the Storm was on ESPN3. Now it's on the main page again. It's definitely going places, and then you got all the different networks.
Halo has an ESPN event. The X Games have started to hold like the COD Championship, where Nadeshot won gold like twice. So it's becoming more mainstream. The idea of a gamer is vastly changing from the guy who sits there in their basement playing games all the time. Although DZ, you do sit in the basement, and you are a little bit larger guy. You are the
I got a studio. All right, buddy. Okay. Bring it. I've hosted tournaments in this place. All right? Get out of here.
Okay. Fair enough. I'm just a guy who has a TV.
You see that? You see that? That's a green room with a bar, a full bar. Who has a green room on Twitch? Eat it.
He has like every gamer kid's dream room.
Right.
Yeah, I'm a big kid.
Instead of going to Neverland, I want to go to DZ's house.
Wait a minute, I don't like that.
Where dreams come true.
All right, we gotta wrap it up.
Mr. Johnson moved to our neighborhood. Hey, really quick, Ferris, guess what just came in the mail?
What's that?
TwitchCon partner badge. Yep.
Snipe. I gotta check mine if mine's in the mail.
And I got an extra one too for a friend.
Ooh, snappers.
I'm about to become DZ's friend.
Shameless plug. Fallow Ferris, Xenotech, Wolfhands, and I will be speaking at TwitchCon.
I don't know if Wolfhands is, but I'm trying to get someone from SMC.
Yeah,
trying to get someone.
So, mobile broadcasting. Ferris, you want to dab on that for a second?
Yeah, if you're going to TwitchCon, please check it out. If you're not going to TwitchCon, you can watch it just like you're watching this show. You can watch it from the comfort of your home or on your phone, mobile device, tablet, whatever. Because it will be streamed as well, and it's called Twitch and mobile gaming, and so we're gonna cover some of the stuff that we do like on the Undersprawl, but it's also going to be talking about some how-tos, what's worked for us, and what do we think is in the near future for Twitch and mobile gaming. And I think Twitch has a lot of money and time invested into seeing some mobile games do really well. I mean, Clash of Clans, the contract with Vainglory, Pokemon Go are just some of the top mobile games of this past year already. So,
really quick to our guests, Android or iOS?
For me, I actually play on a Shield tablet. And then I also play on I stream on my iPad.
Flash, iOS, Android?
iOS.
All right.
So the only thing I don't like about the Android or the Samsung is the freaking back button is like right there where you want to hold it. So.
And all the Note 7s are getting recalled right now. They're exploding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Yep. 36 reported cases so far out of the first 2 million sold. Samsung said, that's it. We're recalling all models. You can either get a replacement as soon as next week, or you could trade it back in for a full refund or get an S7 at a discounted price.
Yeah. Well,
and then tomorrow, hold on, really quick. Tomorrow's a big day, too, for all the Apple fans out there. They're going to be showing off the iPhone 7 and 7S. And within the next week, supposedly, the new operating system will be out. Now, the reason why this is a pretty big thing for all the Vainglory Twitch people, if they lighten up the security as they're supposed to be doing, you might in the future be able to broadcast natively from your iOS device then. This is a pretty big deal. Mob Crush has been killing it in beta for over a year, and if you have an Android, you can already do it. So it's a pretty cool thing.
I like. We're going to go around the horn real quick. Gabby, what you got going on for the week? Any streams, anything special events that you're going to, or anything like that you want to plug?
I will be streaming after this, after I get off here. Wednesdays are Tuesday nights into Wednesdays will be my longer stream since I have Wednesdays off. As far as my week, nothing real big planned. I just got a Glom Tom in today, so I'm excited to use that. And big shout out to the people who were able to get me that as a gift. Very nice. People in the community are very nice.
I love mine. I saw Freddie hooked you up with that former host of the show that's been on the show before.
Yes, Freddie has done a lot, and he did make this Glom Tom. He was the one behind that, so big shout out to him.
Freddie Lambchops waited in line at TwitchCon last year for 9 different people because the line was 2.5 hours long, so everybody else could go enjoy the show. And he ran up this ridiculous bill on his credit card, and he's like, "Yep, you PayPal me this, you PayPal me that," and I walked out with all this swag. He's a great guy. I just got to give him a shout out for that.
Yes, so. He's very nice. So yeah, big shout out to him. Other than that, nothing real big going on for me.
About you, Flash, sticking with you said Tuesdays and Thursdays?
Yeah, Tuesdays and Thursday mornings. Aside from that, just practicing still, keeping our mechanics sharp. We'll be playing a little bit on the beta just to try and get a feel for Baron before he does go officially public on live servers. But aside from that, just hanging out and enjoying a little bit of time off.
You enjoy that time off, man. Definitely, if anyone's earned it, man. I think everyone's gonna be gunning for you, but I think you have the wherewithal to stay on top, whether they want to root for you or not. Everyone's gonna. It's so funny watching chat sometimes when it's like if somebody makes a play, even if you're the favorite, they go, "All right, that guy's throwing." So I think it's gonna be kind of fun to see if you're gonna throw one of those gauntlets over the wall and actually land it this in the autumn. I think that's what's gonna happen. I'm calling the shot. No, but I got the stream coming on. I don't know if I'll be streaming a little bit later tonight. Follow me on Twitter for that. And the VOD should be up probably within about probably tomorrow of this. So if you like any of this and you want to watch it again or share it, please share it. I'm trying to think what else I have going on. I don't have it. I've turned into a real cringy stream. I just like if you guys raid me or come into mine, I will write you a song.
He starts singing if you raid him.
Yeah, I'll sing you a song.
He did it last night. Something about us or I don't know. You're singing in a different room this year.
Okay. But it gets real cringy, so that's why I made the fall cringe emote. So that one's live now. But thank you guys so much for the Fin Skin event, man. Like I said, if you don't like me, find a Vainglory streamer you love, stick around, watch that streamer. Go watch that person. I challenge you to watch that person for what's like the 30 days, it's a habit. Watch him for at least 30 days. Go find that person. Even if it's not me, go find DC. Go find G Salad Fingers. I don't know what her freaking name is, whatever.
God.
Wow.
I'm just kidding.
Damn.
Go find Gabby's stream. Go check her out. Go follow Flash's stream. You'll learn so much more about how much.
You won't learn much about Lane though.
Not Lane. Don't expect to learn Lane there, but yeah.
Okay.
So.
Sorry, Flash. I made some mean to Flash. I'm sorry. Please don't hate me.
We're gonna have a 1v1 on the next Undersprawl with these two and see who.
I'll
wins.
do it against Flash.
Oh, okay. All right, let's do it.
I'm gonna hold you to that. I'll be ready.
All right. Next time we'll have the spectator client ready.
All right. Next week the 1v1 of Flash.
If I beat you, Flash, I get huge bragging rights.
Of course, it'll be on stream. You can put it all over social media.
give her a TSM swag bag.
Yeah.
All right.
There we go.
All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. DZ, take us away, man.
All right, everybody. I'm DZ Live on Twitch, and welcome. If you're just tuning in to the Undersprawl, we're going to be wrapping it up. Thank you to everybody hanging out, everyone that dialed in, everybody that tweeted us. We are live next Tuesday on Brad Chmielewski's channel, correct, Ferris?
Yes.
We're going to be live on his channel. The way we do it...
and he should be back, should be back. He's on vacation.
Ferris, Brad, and I, we've been friends for almost 2 years doing this with Vainglory. We've been doing the Undersprawl for about 1.5 years. And what we do is we rotate the stream every Tuesday between our different channels. Last week was me. Thank you to everybody that tuned in. This week it was Ferris. Thank you to everybody that followed. And next week will be on Brad Chmielewski's channel. Don't forget, follow us on Twitter at the Undersprawl. And that's really it. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I'm DZ Live on Twitch. And hope you guys have a great night. Ferris, who are we going to host?
Gonna go to Gallo Eddie. Gallo Eddie.
All right, everybody. Have a good night.